The birthplace of the Bohemian Revolution. From Cowork 591 Studios, we are the Bohemian Reformation, and this is the Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network with producer Blake Tempus and co-host Dale Rueber. I'm Jim Gillespie, and this is the Jesup News for March 3rd, 2025.
Unbelievable.
I know, it's almost spring.
Yes, how fast things are going.
Maybe we'll go to Wisconsin and catch a muskie this spring.
That would be nice, yeah.
It would be fun. Tonight we're sponsored by Mickey D's Pizza and Lobster. The Pharaohs are kind sponsors of the podcast. Include them in your wedding, graduation, or festival plans. Don't wait, their schedule's filling up for 2025. The Steve Brown Arts Center is a creative heart of Buchanan County. We're the thriving community where art flourishes. With dynamic exhibits, say that 3 times.
I will not.
And interactive workshops, we spark creativity and passion. Discover a world of artistic inspiration at the Steve Brown Arts Center. To learn more about this, go to the Steve Brown Arts Center Facebook page. Another sponsor who's been with us since the birth of the Steve Brown Arts Center is Derek's Repair, located in Jesup, Iowa. Contact Derek Martin for your car repair needs. Tonight we're honored to have political royalty with us.
Well, I think that's wonderful.
It is wonderful. We have the mayor from a small town in northern Iowa.
Okay.
From Kendallville, Iowa.
Okay.
Her name.
Kendallville is where?
Kendallville is about 10 miles to the north of Cresco.
Okay.
And about 10 miles from the border of Minnesota.
Okay.
So it's on the upper Iowa River.
Oh, okay. I may have been through there then.
I'm sure you have,
Yeah.
Dale. I'm sure you have. If you blink, I lost everything. If you blink, you're going to miss it. We're here with Mayor Jasmine Banks. Your Honor, thank you for joining us, Mayor Banks.
Well, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Well, I am honored. I am honored because the reason we're interviewing you is that you're going to have Jim Gillespie Day in Kendallville, Iowa.
We are.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they are.
All right.
And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Jim Gillespie Day.
Okay.
And I wanted to let the people know about this.
Okay. Now, Kendallville, is that like the gateway to Iowa? Is there a big highway that goes through there from Minnesota?
It is, actually. So we actually have a 5-star restaurant.
Oh.
Called the Kendallville Inn.
Really? And what did they serve at the Kendallville Inn?
We specialize in cheeseburgers and a large assortment of Mexican beers.
Okay, so you're American cheeseburger with a Mexican beer.
I love Mexican beer.
So, the Mexican beer, is that the little worm at the bottom of the bottle, or is that just tequila?
That's tequila, but we can put a worm in it.
Would you really? Okay. I would like that because I used to fish with worms and I always wondered what was the attraction. This way I could find out, see? Okay. All right.
All right. I'm interested. Tell us about Jim Gillespie Day a little bit, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to tell you just a little bit.
Yes.
Because if I tell you too much, I'm afraid you won't show up.
Okay.
Right.
I think if you name it after, he'll show up no matter what.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there. Especially for a Mexican beer.
Well, yeah.
With a little worm in it.
Worm or no worm, he's not proud. So.
All right. So actually, this is a carp fishing festival, but we do call it Jim Gillespie Day this year.
Okay, so does Gillespie most look like a carp? Is that why you chose him to be the honoree that day?
That's pretty close to the truth, Dale.
Okay, did you have a lot of pictures to look at, or?
We did. You know, he's a shy fella.
Yeah.
So we had to do some serious digging to get those photos.
Oh yeah, but I know it must be hard because there's a lot of people that look like carp. I think, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell us about Kendallville a little bit?
Sure. So it's an unincorporated town in Iowa. It's about 10 miles from Cresco and about 10 miles from the Minnesota border.
Okay.
Yeah. So the upper Iowa runs through it, and then the main income is tourism. It's famous for the swinging bridge, and believe it or not, Abram Wilder lived not too far from it.
Oh, okay. And what's the name of that little town? that she lived in?
Baroque.
Baroque, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Baroque is up in there. Okay. Yeah, they have a little museum there for
They
her.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know this might sound a little crazy, but it's true. There's a rumor that Jim dated her.
He's going out with lots of old ladies I know, so I bet that would be true. So yeah. Now, is the swinging bridge across the Upper Iowa River?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Is the swinging bridge, is that across the Upper Iowa River, or is it goes to an island or something, or?
It goes to an island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have picnics out there and everything, I suppose?
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
okay. And the tourists, do they come in in the canoes that come down the Upper Iowa?
They do.
Okay, yeah, because that's how we took a canoe trip down the Upper Iowa. We started clear up north and came down the Upper Iowa. And I don't know if we went as far as your town or not. I was lost most of the time, so.
That's quite all right. But the next time you go,
Yeah.
be sure to see if you can come as far as Kendallville.
Okay, yeah. Do you live like close to the restaurant or the 5-star restaurant?
I actually live upstairs.
Upstairs, okay, so, okay.
As close as you can possibly get.
Well, that's, I like the room closest to the kitchen myself, wherever I stay, and so I think that's great. Okay, all right.
One of the benefits of being mayor.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. So that's your official residence as long as you're mayor? Okay. Did you have a hard time getting elected? Was it a tough campaign?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But you know what? I did really well, and
Okay.
here I am.
And it's a 2-year term, I'm assuming, so.
It is.
And you have to run again? Are you going to run again, or do you enjoy it?
I am.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. I love being the mayor of Kendallville.
Okay, is it a big salary position, or?
Oh, I'd rather not talk about my salary.
Well, it's public money. You shouldn't be embarrassed. I mean, you should be paid for your work. And so, I see the first time the
Well, I
board.
will tell you, part of the job is the Mexican beers.
Well, I suppose you get to supervise the unloading of the Mexican beers. I bet. Okay. Well, that is good. Okay. Yeah. Well, Jim, how do you feel about being honored like this?
Well, I need a little bit more, know a little bit more about Jim Gillespie Day. If you can tell me a little bit more about it so that I'm prepared for this, Mayor Banks, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I'll let you know that there are many events scheduled for that day. And some of the events include a carp fishing contest that includes a prize for the biggest carp and the most carp.
Okay.
Okay.
A contest fee if there's anyone that, believe it or not, has bigger ears than Jim.
Okay. Well, okay. So.
A kolache judging contest. We have a lot of people that want to participate in that.
I would bet, yeah. Now, what nationality
Yeah.
of Colashes? Is that Czechoslovakia or Colashes?
We have a couple of varieties.
Okay. But is that a Czechoslovakian? We're talking about the little treat, right? With the little fruit in the middle? Colashes?
We are.
Yeah, okay.
So around Kendallville, there's a large settlement of Amish. Are they Amish kolaches or are they Bohemian kolaches?
They're Amish kolaches.
They're Amish kolaches.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I heard there's a 5K race that day as well.
There is. It's actually the wrong way 5K.
I'm sorry.
Really?
How does that work?
Yeah. It's a route that will be given to the runners, and if they follow it, they will be actually disqualified.
Okay.
So it's named for the first 5K that Jim ever ran.
Okay. So he ran the wrong way the first time? Okay.
Well,
He ran the wrong way.
I would not know how long you have to run if you're not on the marked course. You could run all day. If I got 5K yet, I wouldn't know.
I can tell this story. I can tell this story.
I can tell the story.
This
I can tell it all.
This really happened. I graduated from college, and the weekend after I graduated from college, there was a 5K in Cresco.
Okay.
And that's Cresco was where I grew up. That's one of the reasons they're having the celebration in Tempus.
I knew that, yeah.
And so there was a 5K and a 10K. Well, most everybody was running the 10K, but I was going to run the 5K.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday morning, and I went out the Saturday night before.
Yeah. You're celebrating graduating from college when no one ever thought you could do it.
That's probably it. Anyhow, we took off, and I can still feel myself in the middle of the first half mile, thinking, "Wow, I'm running faster than I should be."
Okay.
And we went by the fairgrounds and came to, it would be 5th Avenue West, and there was a man standing at that corner. And guys ran by it, and he yelled at me 5K or 10K.
Uh-huh.
And he was supposed to be at that street to block people from going down that street. And I yelled 5K, and he said this way.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have said this way.
Oh, okay. You got bad information.
Because I ran it like 5 minutes faster than the fastest guy would have ran it. And
Did you hitch a ride with somebody?
no, I mean, because all I had to run was 3 blocks and then back to the bank, and I was done. I mean,
well, those darn kilometers. Who knows how long? Was it your fault? So
it was probably a 5K is 3.2 miles approximately, and I think I ran probably about 1.9 miles.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you're having the event the
in
wrong
honor
way
of
of
that.
5K.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay. You're going to get that same man to stand on the corner and get people off track? Or
I could never find him again for some reason.
He's probably hiding out still.
He probably is.
I mean, that guy got disqualified and he's really upset.
Yeah.
So, afraid you're going to come after him. So.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there going to be a parade?
It is. It's going to be sponsored by the Amish Air Force.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Okay. The Amish have an Air Force.
The Amish have an Air Force.
Okay.
Okay. And what all do you plan on having, or does the Amish Air Force plan on having in this parade?
Well, Sadie will have her own convertible. You all know who Sadie is?
My dog.
That's true. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I was thinking maybe there was an Amish lady that had a convertible. That I was not thinking right. Okay.
No.
Sadie's the dog. Yes.
Yes.
Very nice dog.
So she will have her own convertible. How exciting!
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
A couple of gators will be pulling trailers with kayaks, and Jim will be riding on one.
On one of the gators?
One of the kayaks.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
In case they dump me in the river, I'll be already
You'll
in the
be ready,
kayak.
yeah.
Yes.
We
Okay.
actually have the Kalachi Queen float.
Oh, okay. Yes, Jim would like to ride with the Queen, I think, instead of in that kayak.
But we designated a kayak for him.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. So,
the Queen probably wouldn't fit in there with him, would she? So.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And we're going to have a polka band.
Oh, polka band. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoopie John. Do you know Whoopie John?
I don't tell me about it.
He had a polka band, and the Six Fat Dutchmen were a polka band, and they were really good. So.
Really? Really?
Yeah. No. Polka is. Yeah. I'm German, so we do polka. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not real German, but I was ancestor. Yeah. But anyway, well, that would be a lot of fun. I would come just to hear the polka band.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, because I would like, to hear the polka band. I would like to fish for the cart too. So.
There you go.
Now,
And then if you come for the polka band, you have to dance with me.
Oh, well, I would be honored. I would be honored. I'll wear my softest shoes. So.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's all right. You will appreciate it. Yes. It's been years, polka, you go round and around all over the place.
Yes.
I'll probably tire out fairly early because I'm not as young as I used to be, but.
Your Honor, have you ever danced to a polka band?
I did when I was growing up. In elementary school, everybody had to learn how to polka dance.
Yeah, that's where I first polka danced. Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned how to square dance in my elementary
Yeah,
school.
we did that too. We did the Virginia Reel and square dancing and polka dancing and
those things with the bamboo poles.
yeah, tinkling or
Is that what they're tinkling? What'd you call it, Mayor?
I didn't say anything, so sure.
Did you do? You did that too?
here where they go. Yeah, jump in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite dance was the Hazelton Shuffle. So
Really?
yeah, it's slow dance. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, close dance. So if they can play the Hazelton Shuffle, we'll be get along just fine. See, so.
All right, well, I'll put in the request.
Well, thank you. I'm sure you just give orders, don't you? You don't request things.
Well, I try to be a nice mayor.
Yeah, okay. Is there a city council that works with you? Are there enough people to have a city council?
There are.
Okay, do they give you any crap, or do you rule the roost?
I rule the roost.
Okay, well, I think that's great. I think that's good. Well, I think it's wonderful that a small town like that has a mayor and city council and can do a big festival like this, and that's a lot of work. So,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
to dig up Jim after all these years, he hasn't lived up there for 50 years. Why, I think that's just wonderful to go back into the history of the area and find somebody that you can honor like this. So.
Mayor, tell us about the culminating event, the final event of the day.
Oh, there's more? Oh, okay.
There's a banquet of some kind.
Absolutely. So we're actually going to have a 4-course meal in honor of Jim Gillespie.
Okay, you can have cheeseburger on a bun with pickles and ketchup. There's 4 courses right there.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
No, what are you going to have really?
We have a little bit bigger budget than that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We're going to have chili dog, cheesy fries,
Okay.
German coleslaw, and hot fudge sundaes.
All right.
The drink is going to be Dr. Pepper with sugar in it, not corn syrup.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank goodness.
And what's the cost to the public for the banquet?
Oh, for the banquet, it's actually been covered by the selling of the Mexican beer.
Oh, okay. Hey.
To taking care of us.
Free, yeah, okay.
Would you and Blake like to be my guest? Can I bring Blake and Dale?
Please
Well, I
do.
was coming anyway to get that cup contest, say so. Well, I think that's wonderful. That's very nice of you.
Thank you.
What are some of the other people this day has been named after?
Oh, absolutely. Otis Taylor, Barney Fife, Lloyd. I put Mayweather, but I think it's his brother, actually.
Floyd Lawson.
Lloyd Lawson.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Ernest P. Bass.
So I sense a theme there. The gym doesn't fit in, so.
That's right. That's right. We were looking for a carp. Someone
Yeah.
by the name of carp.
Yeah.
So we decided it was his cousin, Ernest P. Bass.
Ah, I see. Okay. All right. Yeah. There's a baseball player named Trout. You could have gotten him. So.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Put him on the list for you.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. And I started thinking, there's a state representative. Her last name is Salmon.
Really?
Yes, there is Sandy Salmon, right from Janesville or something.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Sure. So we have lots of fish people around here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll send you. Jim will bring a list when he comes for his day
I
of
appreciate
potential, and so. All right, I think
Well,
that's
then I
wonderful.
hope you join him.
Well, I would love to. Yeah, he hasn't officially invited. Well, he did kind of invite me, didn't he?
I did, I did,
Yeah. No,
yes.
I would love to come. Okay.
Wonderful.
And mainly just to meet you in person,
Absolutely.
and we can do the polka.
That's right.
All right. Thank you very much. You're a lovely lady.
Thank you, Mayor, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I
Oh.
appreciate it.
All right.
I hope that everyone who's listening will join us for Jim Gillespie Day.
Well, I think you're going to have a crowd like you can't believe.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And what's the date on that again, Mayor?
Oh, the date is June 31st of 2025.
Okay.
All right. Well, people out there, mark it on your calendar. June
right.
31st. That's June 31st on your calendar
Yeah.
out there, ladies and gentlemen.
It's right beside the cold day in hell. So,
That's right.
yes. So, all right.
Mayor, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
joining
much.
us.
Nice to
You're
meet you.
welcome.
Uh-huh.
Have a good
Goodbye.
night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network. We were just talking about the disappointment of lack of snow, the snow being gone.
Yep. Snowmobilers. I hate to be in the snowmobile selling business or snowblowers
I
even.
know it.
It's
It's a bunch of malarkey.
well, it really is. It's just strange. And they're talking about all the pests, agricultural pests that usually a bunch of them are killed off by the really cold temperatures over
Right.
the winter in the snow cover, and they are not being killed, and they're moving gradually further north every year.
Oh, Lord.
So there could be a lot of problems with, if you want to call it climate change with all the glacier caps melting and the fires and the warmer weather and
there's going to be a come up.
Well, yeah. They've been talking about this for years, but they just kept ignoring the scientists that study this sort of thing, and so I don't know, Jim.
So Dale, we just came off of a small town mayor. Mm-hmm. What do you have for small town news here in Jesup?
Well,
no attack on Jesup.
Yeah, I was in Johnston yesterday, and Johnston is a suburb, I guess you call it, of Des Moines. Mm-hmm. But there's a little booklet from the Chamber of Commerce, and they said Johnston was a rural community in Iowa, and then the school district has over 7,000 students. And I said, well, that's not a rural community.
No.
But I think my son was anything under 50,000 is considered a rural community.
Is it really?
That's what he said. And so, I mean, I don't doubt him. I just don't know it for sure. But I thought, yeah, man, they have more students in their school than we have people in our town. We're a rural town. But,
wow, Johnston has 7,000 in its school.
Yeah.
That's K-12.
Not high school. Yeah, K-12, yeah.
Yeah.
I was interested that like a lot of those towns in the Polk County area, Dallas County, are building second high schools and even talking about third high schools, whereas Waterloo is putting everybody into one big school, which is, kind of going the other way. So I don't know what the best way to do it is, but that's what they're doing. Our school up here, are you going to go to the coffee house?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm planning on
even though
that.
it's last week. No.
Yes, it is. Last week.
Yeah. Oh, geez. But we can talk about it next week.
Okay.
All right. So we're Lisa Parmalee. Remember Lisa?
Yes.
Teaching up there. She is retiring after. I remember as a young gal, she started up there.
Yes.
That was a long time ago. And I don't know how many years she has taught, but she is retiring. And so good luck to her. And I see where our friend Zach Knudsen is going to be the girls golf coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, next year. I think he would have the kind of personality that kids will play hard for him. And I don't know how you coach golf. If you practice swings, and I don't know, but I always wonder, how do you coach cross country? Like Jeff Gerhardt, his son is a cross country coach,
state champion this year,
and has been coach of the year for different things. And I thought, okay. What do you do better than the other cross-country coaches to be coach of the year? I have no idea, but I suppose a lot of it is just motivation or whatever. So, but anyway, so I hope Zach enjoys that, and good luck to Lisa Parmalee on her retirement. So in the city news, that King Lingenfelter, is that how you say it?
Kim Lingenfelter.
Lingenfelter, yeah, has been approved as the ambulance chief.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Good.
they got that done. And Andy Trumbauer is the fire chief again.
Okay.
And what I think it looks like from reading the articles is that the organizations vote who they want to be chief, and then it has to be approved by the city council.
Okay.
And so,
okay.
Is how they do that. And I remember we talked about this last fall. Chad Cohagen, who's the superintendent of schools, ran for the city council and was elected, but he has now resigned his position from the city council because he said the workload, he just can't devote the time he needs to the city council job with the workload he has as superintendent. I remember we talked about that way back when we found out he was running, that would be a hard two jobs to do. And so I think it's nice that he tried it and gave his best shot, but I think also it shows something too when he realizes that he's not giving 100% to the city council job that he needs to, and so he's going to let somebody else do it. And they're going to fill it by appointment. The city council's decided.
Okay.
And so if you want to be considered, you need to contact the city hall by, I would say, March 17th. And I say where Independence has an opening in their city council, and they're going to fill it by appointment, but they stated the law that if you get so many signatures, then they have to have an election.
Oh, okay.
A special election.
Yeah.
And I think what Jesup is trying to do is appoint somebody and avoid the expense of a special election. So, but if enough people sign petition, why then they will have to have a special election to fill that seat. And he just got, so I'm assuming he has almost a full 4 years. And if they do it that way, or if you unless they just do it till the next election cycle, if they appoint someone. So
Right.
I'm not sure. They
That's a
didn't
good
go into
question.
that. I've seen it both ways, I guess.
It's about time we had the mayor on again. Matter of fact, I tried to contact the mayor recently, and I contacted him. We got talking about other things,
Yeah.
and I forgot to ask him to be on the show. Forgive me, Mayor.
He's probably, you heard his feelings. He was waiting to be asked,
Yeah.
and pushed aside.
The mayor we had on tonight was much cooler than you anyhow, Chris. So.
The city's also going to do this. It's called an Iowa Downtown Assessment in 2026. And they applied for this year, but there were so many applicants that they were not given a slot this year, but they will get one next year. And I'm assuming that's maybe that same organization that was here last year, where they're trying to give the city ideas on ways to jazz up the downtown area. And we've talked before about that, how our downtown, if you look at it from, say, the post office on Main Street down to 5th Street,
Right.
along Young Street, where we have empty buildings, and we have that big lot there's nothing there anymore where Parker's used to be.
Yeah.
And we have a warehouse along there, and then the other whole side is park. And so I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like there's a whole lot they could do, but if they could get someone in where Legacy's was, that would be a big help to get some people into town.
Well, and I did see in the last shopper that Dairy Cone is on the market.
Okay.
The Dairy Cone
Yeah.
was advertised.
Yeah, okay. It's been on the market for several months now. Yeah. And so, but it's still advertised again, so it must not be getting any buyers. So, that's something we could do.
I think I'm sick that day.
Oh, okay. So,
Okay.
well, we should get Zach Knutson to get a like a little syndicate together to buy the Dairy Cone, and he could manage it.
Zach could?
Yeah, sure. I
I'm
could.
sure Zach doesn't have enough other things going on.
Well, the golf is a short season, so
Yeah.
but we could, we could put some money into it. You could sell one of your vehicles or something. So.
Okay.
The city council also, and this, I don't understand this, they don't explain anything in the minutes, but they cut the library's budget by $5,000. Then all the other city departments, they cut $5,000 collectively, meaning they'll all pay a little toward a total of $5,000. So they really hit the library the hardest, and I'm not sure why.
No kidding.
Yeah, and the library lost the legislature passed a law that cost us the levy money that we had passed several years ago, and so I don't know how the library is going to have to cut $5,000 out of their budget somewhere, and so we'll see how that goes. And I was going to ask you a couple questions. Why wouldn't the girl marry the tennis player?
Why wouldn't the girl marry it was zero love.
Well, that's a good answer. It says love meant nothing to him, see? So, okay. And if you were going to invent a senior citizen GPS, what two things would you make sure it did?
Speak loud,
okay,
and have a magnified screen.
You thought much more technical, but no. The senior citizen GPS, it needs to tell you how to get to where you're going, and once you get there, it needs to tell you why you decided to come there.
Okay.
And then this is not really a question, but it says before the internet, people used to think every village had an idiot. There was a village idiot. But with the internet, we were way off on that as far as the number of village idiots we have. So, okay. Then there were a couple, and I was going to talk a little bit about baseball, just a little bit. And so I saw there was a baseball question here, but in this article in the paper. So, what are the 7 ways a batter can get on base without hitting the ball?
Okay, a walk.
Okay, base on balls, that's true. I'll have to check these off.
A base on balls, a hit by pitch.
Okay, hit by the pitch, yep.
A strikeout where the catcher drops the ball.
Yep, that's 3. You're doing really well. They say there's 7.
Okay, can you get on through by a balk?
Not from home, no.
Not from
the
home.
runner's advance, but not the batter.
Okay.
Well, there's catcher's interference.
Catcher's interference,
Yeah.
very good. The glove is right
And
there.
if you were a designated pinch runner, you could get on base without hitting the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a little tricky. And also a fielder's choice, where you didn't get a hit. It was a fielder's choice. You got on because they didn't make a play on you.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, and I said without hitting the ball, I meant without getting a hit.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm sorry.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And then there's another baseball one here. Oh, I gave that away. All right, there's one sport and only one in which the ball is always in the possession of the defense. Which sport is that?
Baseball.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a good clue. Okay. And, okay, what's the only vegetable that's never, is always eaten raw?
The one vegetable, let's see, one vegetable.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I give up.
Lettuce.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's not bad. I am stealing this out of the paper.
Yes,
It's not bad.
yes.
Okay. And then, so while we're in vegetables, what are the 2 garden vegetables that will grow themselves that you don't have to replant each year?
Trying to think what I've grown that keep coming back. I would say potatoes.
I don't know. You have to replant potatoes.
Okay. I don't know.
Be asparagus
Oh, yes.
and rhubarb.
Yeah. Rhubarb is a vegetable.
That's what it says in this article here. Okay,
I
I'll
always
ask
thought
you
that
one
was a
more.
fruit.
Okay, 2 more. What fruit has its seeds on the outside? There's only one. One fruit has its seeds on the outside.
Oh, what do you call those? They're big in Africa. I give up, but I can see them.
Strawberries. They have the little seeds on the outside.
Sure they do. Yep.
And then the other one was the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep.
Where are those lakes that they talk about?
They're in Minnesota.
Minnesota, that's correct.
Yeah,
That is correct.
They used to be the Minnesota or the Minneapolis Lakers.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
Bob or Mikan played for 'em.
Yeah, George Mikan.
George Mikan.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was really good. Okay, there's some library, new month starting with the library, so quite a few things going. This caregiver support group will be Thursday, March the 6th at 6 p.m. And I think there's a lot of people that are having to care either for their children or care for their elderly parents. And I'm assuming that this is the kind of thing that would help them have a conversation about the struggles and the challenges of that. The exercise group is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock. Friends of the Library are meeting Thursday, March the 12th at 6 o'clock, and you don't have to be an organized member. You can show up for that meeting and join that or let them know what you think about the library. But it's called the Friends of the Library, Thursday, March the 12th. The St. Croix Hospital Education is Wednesday, March 26th, 1 to 3. And this is a guide through hospice care. And a lot of us, again, are getting older, or you're taking care of older people, and hospice care is something that's in a lot of people's future. They have massage and music therapy, spiritual and social support. When is it time to start discussing hospice care? Highlighting the benefits of early enrollment, and that can lead to a higher quality of life. And I think you're looking for fewer hospitalizations and lower medical costs, and that's what hospice tries to do for you. They're having this fun and play at the Jesup Library every Thursday at 8 to 9 a.m., and it's open for toddlers and caregivers. The Little Tot Story Time is every Thursday at 10:30. This is the birthday month for Dr. Spock. No, Dr.
Max.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Zeus,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
On March the 24th, okay, at 1 o'clock, they're having the movie Wicked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know, that was just out a couple months ago,
Yeah,
and now it's
yeah.
available. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
It's the 2024 hit musical film that tells the story of the unlikely friendship between Elphaba and Glinda. I never knew that was her name. Okay, the Wicked Witch of the West and the Good Witch. Okay.
Okay.
So, and it runs 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's a long movie, but
Glinda was a good witch.
yeah, Glinda the Good Witch.
Yeah.
And there's free admission and free popcorn. March the 5th at 1:30 is early dismissal at school, and they're having Munching Mysteries, complete with activities, fun, and snacks in partnership with ISU Extension. Kind of one of the Anton girls, that was her job after college, was working for ISU Extension.
Mary?
I think it was Amber. Mary's teaching. I think it was Amber.
Okay.
But they do a lot of good work out of Iowa State through their extension. They're going to start a card game. Card games Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, where you show up. They'll have cards and coffee, and you just come and try to get together a group that's there to play a certain kind of card game that you can agree on. And so just,
really?
yeah.
Card game Tuesday.
Yeah.
When's that start?
Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. I'm assuming tomorrow, Tuesday. So,
Okay.
I imagine usually there'll be 500 group. It will probably be a cribbage group, and I don't know, pepper. It depends how many men show up that used to be in the military.
Right.
What they play. So,
Yeah.
Books and Brew is tonight, March the 3rd, at Allerton Brewing Company. They're going to discuss Confessions of a Domestic Failure by Bunmi Ladaton. So I'm assuming that's a book by a woman about being a domestic failure in her housework and cleaning and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the chapter chat book is March 17th, which is...
What I carried.
No, yeah, but that date is March 17th is...
March 17th, St. Patrick's
St.
Day.
Patrick's Day. It's a book called The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. And I've had a copy of this book for years. It's not a new book, but it talks about some people in the Vietnam War and the things they had with them. And it's not a book for the faint of heart, I guess. I got my copy out today and thumbed through it, reading little bits and pieces here and there. And there's a chapter about some men in a water buffalo that was kind of disturbing, and so, but that I had forgotten about. But that is coming up March 17th. So it could be especially if you had relatives or people that you knew that were involved with the Vietnam War. Interesting. Always interesting to read about things. This is 50 years ago now.
It goes fast, doesn't it?
A lot of time gone by. So
Yeah.
okay. And I don't know if you want to, but
This is
You
Steve
talk-
Brown.
oh, go ahead. All right, that's all right.
Just a second. I just give the station break, and we'll come right back to you.
Okay.
The Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network, and we're here with producer Blake Tempus, who keeps us on the air, thank goodness, and co-host Dale Rueber. I'm Jim Gillespie. I'm the blithering idiot, and Dale keeps us afloat. Dale, what else do you have for us?
well, we've talked about the Irish. We were talking last week about a show about Northern Ireland and during the Troubles and everything, and the animosity between the Irish and the English. And I was remembering something I read years ago about when you have the parade of athletes at the Olympics. They were in England, and one of the and it's tradition when you get to the head of the country, the host country, nations will dip their flag in honor. Well, it's one of the very early Olympics. A couple of Irish shot putters went up to the little track guy carrying the flag and said, "You won't be dipping your flag to no English king today." And we never have. Since the American flag has never dipped. It has never been dipped in the Olympic parade.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, I was reading about this is a man named Spalding, and I'm sorry, this is about Sullivan, who is one of the founders of the modern day rules of baseball. And he was Irish, as you can imagine. And I read this, and I had never seen this before. And I thought, well, you would understand this. And so, an Irish relative of Sullivan's was in London, and he dropped a shilling into the hat of a badly maimed British veteran of the Boer War. So this Irishman saw this British soldier, and so he put a shilling in his hat. And then the Irish Sullivan, the man had neither arms nor legs, okay? He dropped a shilling in his hat and walked on, but then he walked a few paces, retraced his steps, and let a guinea fall into the hat, which is quite a bit more. Actually, it's a very valuable coin. The veteran began to thank the generous donor most profusely when he was interrupted by the Irishman. "Don't thank me, man. I only gave you the guinea because you're the first Englishman I've ever seen trimmed down to my complete satisfaction."
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that's cold. Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So, but anyway, I don't remember exactly where I bought this book. It's called, I didn't get the title page. It's called The Baseball Story by Frederick G. Lieb, and it's 1950, and he talks about the founding of baseball and up till 1950. And many people think that they say invented baseball. It was Abner Doubleday.
Abner Doubleday, yeah.
And so he talks about there are hieroglyphics in the pyramids of people playing ball with a bat. And there's a game called Rounders that I was going to read you the rules for real quick. And you'll see if you don't think, and this is from the 1700s. And I'll read that and then I'll stop.
So as Dale finds that place, this is for the audience. I have a question. And by the way, if you get a chance, listen to Bubba Seaman on What's Up. He interviews this week Mike Sorensen. Remember, we had Mike on, the wonderful shooter and the autograph collector. He tells a couple stories he didn't tell on our show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
They're not about us, are they?
I told a couple stories about us too.
Oh, shoot. So we should have been nicer to him. So.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a big game called Rounders, which has been played in Britain for centuries. And in the Century Dictionary, it said this would convince any skeptic that it was the predecessor of baseball. Rounders, a game played with a soft and small ball and bat of about 2 feet in length. About 4 or 5 players on each side. The game is played on the ground in the form of a rectangle with a base at each angle. On one of these bases, the home base, the batsman stands. When the ball is thrown towards the batsman, he tries to drive it away as far as he can and secure a run completely around the boundary or over any part of it before he can be hit by the ball, secured and thrown at him by one of the opposing party. In some forms of the game, the batter is declared out if he fails to strike the ball, if he drives it too short a distance to secure a run, or if the ball from his bat is caught in the air by one of the opposite party. From Rounders, the game of baseball has been developed. And so this man was a well-respected sports writer. He said he researched Abner Doubleday, and he was a famous general in the Civil War.
Yeah.
But that when he died, nothing was said about baseball in his obituary, that he never showed any interest in baseball after the Civil War, and he lived a long time after that. That the time where it was reported he sat on the ground in Cooperstown and drew the dimensions of the ball field out, he should have been at West Point. There was no way he could have been at this place. So that the whole Abner Doubleday and the Cooperstown myth is just that. It's a myth. It doesn't hurt anybody. And Cooperstown's got to be someplace. Right. And it's a beautiful building they built there, and it's just full of nice stuff. But I guess all I'm saying is, anybody ever asked you who invented baseball, it wasn't Abner Doubleday. It's been around for thousands of years in one form or the other.
And that's strange because everybody wants to give James A. Naismith, the Dr. Naismith, credit for basketball, and it wasn't Dr. Naismith that invented it. Mm-hmm. It was actually, and Dr. Naismith was in Canada when supposedly he invented it. Yeah. But it was supposedly invented before that in the United States. Mm-hmm. So, and it's pretty good documentation that it was. So
we can't give Canada hockey and basketball. Oh, we couldn't. How could we?
Did you watch that game?
No, I saw the first 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh. And that's, nothing really has happened yet. No. The terrorists aren't in or anything, and so. And he did refer to Trudeau as Governor Trudeau instead of Prime Minister Trudeau. Trump did. So I'm sure that didn't go over very well. But then I heard that Trudeau renamed Lake Michigan Lake Trudeau. And so,
like little kids.
Yeah,
little kids.
You hate to say it, but there's a lot of little kidness in the whole way they operate. I'm going to get even with you, or my dad can beat up your dad, or whatever. The thing that bothers me the most is the thing with Ukraine, because I just the idea that Russia is going to come out on top of that more than that the United States is not going to help with that.
You got to teach me here. I don't understand. How did the Republican Party, which was anti-Soviet Union, anti-Russia forever, all of a sudden become the biggest cheerleaders of Russia? Teach me. How did that happen?
I would love to teach you. I don't know how that happened. I think they are so enamored with their party leader that they just will not go against him, and I don't know what his motivation is. I don't know, Jim. It's a mystery to me, because Russia is not a country you can trust to keep their promises or keep their treaties or their deals, and they have an aggressive nature, it seems like. And I say they, and it's the leadership. It's just like, most of us sitting right here in the middle of the country, those kind of things are so far away from us, and it's the government. All around, it's the government that gets us in trouble, one way or the other. And so, I don't know. I think the man takes too much upon himself, and so far the legislature has not had the courage to rein him in and say, no, you're stepping over boundaries that belongs to us, and you can't have it. And so that's the only thing I can think of.
He threatens to run people against him if they go against him.
But is the job that good a job that you'll sacrifice? Do you ever read Profiles in Courage? John Kennedy is supposed
It's been a long time.
Yeah, oh yeah, a long time ago. But it's a book about people who showed political courage at the risk of their own self-interest. And I wish they would read that and get some backbone. Because it just drives me. I don't know. Sometimes, this is terrible. Sometimes I just think we ought to just lock and load everything we have and point it at Russia and say, okay, boys, what do you want to do? And, I know. You can't do that.
There, I was reading about, and this story's been out for a long time. There was a Russian, he was using the latest technology computer, and he was watching for missiles coming from the United States. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, everybody in the room saw 5 nuclear missiles coming from the United States. And I wish I could remember this man's name. But everybody was ready to tell the leadership of Russia that the Soviet Union were under attack. And this guy said, technological error, all clear, and probably saved the world.
Yeah. Okay, I never heard that.
But,
yeah. See, that's what. So you got millions of dollars and all this technical equipment, and everything, and sometimes it just gets down to one person seeing something nobody else does, or having a leap of faith and saying, no, it's an error somewhere, and. So many times that's what it comes down to.
It does. This T. Brown Arts Center Podcast Network. Dale, we've got so much going on in the Arts Center right now. I've got to tell the people what's going on
that'd be great.
Right now. If I don't, a lot of people are going to be mad at me. First off, John Decker has a mural up at Brimmer Park. Brimmer Park is that real tiny park by the river across from the Sanity Room.
Okay, yeah, that's where Frank Brimmer was the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And he's got a St. Patrick's Day mural up.
Okay.
For St. Patrick's Day, so you get a chance, stop in and see that. John has been so kind to the Arts Center. We recently changed the art over at M's Coffee and took John's Valentine's Day art down in there, and we put up Barb Prall's art, 10 of Barb's pieces.
Okay.
She is remarkable. First artist in residence, Tim Kimmerer and I went down recently to her house to pick up the art and see Barb. And Barb is 92 years old, still teaching class 6 days a week. She is painting three pieces a day. She had us take 10 down from the walls, and she said, I need to go down my basement. And I looked down there had to be another 150 pieces down her basement. Yeah. Had a new dog. Many of you follow Barb on Facebook, and Barb was wrecked when her dog died, and she rescued a dog, a little tiny dog, just a sweet dog, and you can see the happiness in Barb and the happiness in the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
It was so neat. So we put 10 of Barb's pieces up at M's Coffee. M has been marvelous to us. Get into M's Coffee and see Barb Prall's art. You can also buy that if you're interested.
Okay.
We are going to have an artist collaborative meeting. Would be March 24th, that's a Monday, 2025, from 6:30 to 8 o'clock at the Jesup American Lutheran Church, 522 Purdy Street in Jesup. All artists such as musicians, visual, theater, computer, literary, dance, and vocal are invited to participate in gathering of artists. The goal is to create a trusting community of conversation and celebration of the arts in Buchanan County and the area around.
Okay.
And I was talking to an artist today, and he said this, he loves the idea. Maybe 2 people will be there, maybe 20 people will be there. But if 2 people are there, we can talk about things. If you're interested, call 319-290-0241 for more information, or 505-557-9947. Those numbers again, 319-290-0241 or 505-557-9947.
But they can just show up, right?
Yeah, they can just show up. The goal
there's
is
plenty of room there.
The goal is to encourage all artists in their practice and support and advise all artists in their discipline. In this safe space, artists can share ideas and techniques and resources through building relationships and through the practices of their art. Artists are urged to bring anything they want to share it with people. Another thing that we're having is going to be led by artist in residence Tim Kemmer, the first artist in residence Tim Kemmer. It's a jam session at the Jesup Public Library, and it's going to be Sunday, March 16th, 2025, from 2 to 3:30 in the community room. Join an epic session at the Jesup Public Library. Bring your instruments and let's make some music together. The SBAC would like this to be a monthly gathering for musicians from the area. They'd like to see it as a relatively informal musical event where musicians, typically instrumentalists, singers can play and improvise solos, vamp over tunes, drone songs, and chord progressions. So if you're interested, again, call 319-290-0241 for information.
And talking to Rich last week, a lot of times those things, if you're having a problem with something, there may be somebody there that can help you overcome some little thing you're working on that you're having a little difficulty with. And what do you talk about, drawing flower petals or something? That he wished somebody would show him how to do that. And so there are, I know, writers' conferences sometimes where writers will get together and talk just about techniques or how to get in and out of problems or whatever. And so I think there's a lot of potential for these kind of things.
I really believe there is. I believe there is. It is. I used to love to get together with other teachers, other coaches, and just talk about my classroom or talk about the sport I was coaching and learn. So please get together, or please come for those. Don't forget, March 16th for the jam session at the Jesup Public Library, and March 24th for the artist collaboration at the Jesup American Lutheran Church.
Did you ever play an instrument, or?
I tried. How they force you to do it in middle school. And it was about that time that my music teacher started sending me to the office on errands.
Well, it's interesting. My oldest daughter played the flute for a couple in junior high, and then in high school she went more vocal. But her son was in a junior high band, or it must have been sixth grade band last year, and at their final concert, the instructor offered the parents a chance to come in and bring their instrument from high school or whatever and play along. And so we took her flute down. We found her flute and took it down to her, and she practiced with him at home a few times. And then there were, 8, 10, 12 parents that went up there with the band to play the last song. And she said, talking to the parents, she said everybody really enjoyed it. So if you got that old saxophone in the attic or something, well, get it out and bring it on down. Maybe you'll find a new love.
I do have a harmonica, and I learned a couple songs, and I put it aside, and now I can't remember. You just got to practice. So this Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network, don't forget that as we are coming into the spring, to support live music, get out and listen to live music as much as you can.
I was going to say one thing about practicing. We had at the library a program where some musicians from the Waterloo Symphony came in, and they showed different kinds of instruments and how they sounded, and let the kids look at this sort of thing. And one little boy asked this musician how often he practiced, and he says, I only practice on the days that I eat. And the kids really understood. You have to do it every day. He said you have to do it every day. And so
I love that.
Yeah.
Don't forget the 24-hour Mustang camera, sponsored by Joe's Pizza in Independence. That's becoming more and more popular. I don't know, Blake, have you seen any numbers on that? Could you find any numbers on that?
Nope.
There's usually 2 or 3 people on there every time I go on there.
Okay.
I can't communicate with them though. I can hit like a smile or a heart, and if I do that, they'll do that. But I've tried to type a note.
I'll have to look at it.
Teach me, because I want to communicate and see who it is stalking it.
We're contributing to that part of society, right? The surveillance of our every move.
That's right. Yeah, our heart goes out to the Don Bosco community as they lost a student here recently, a cheerleader, and her brother was is a basketball player on the boys varsity team in a tragic accident. It's got to be a tough time at Don Bosco.
What's that? Yeah, and we had the kid from LaPorte City. That's not that long ago in a car accident. Now this young girl from Don Bosco, and so you hate to see those students in those car accidents like that.
If you'd like to donate to the Steve Brown Arts Center or have an idea for an event, go to the SteveBrownArtsCenter.org and follow the link, or go to our Facebook page and send us a message. If you have news or would like to sponsor us, email us at jim@SteveBrownArtsCenter.org or call 319-290-0241. Leave a message. I'm Jim Gillespie with producer Blake Tempus and co-host Rueber. As always, thanks to Kelly Seahaas, and thanks to the audience. You are so loyal to us. I want to send a shout out to Mason. Mason works at M's Coffee.
Okay.
And he knows the words to at least 1,000 songs.
That's good for him.
He does.
Yeah.
And he knows the musician, knows the album.
Yeah.
Just remarkable.
Okay.
But Mason has been on me about doing a shout out, and I want to say hi to Mason.
Well, sure, and we should get a theme song written so he can sing it for us.
There you go,
One more
Mason.
song.
No pressure. I know Mason's a big Johnny Cash fan.
Oh, okay. Well, Johnny Cash tune would work just fine.
So thanks to the audience for bringing these stray dogs into your life, and remember, each day is about little victories.
Yes, sir.